We believe in Allah's names and attributes, and we follow His commands and stay away from what He forbids. But we forget that believing in His promises is just as important. Allah never breaks His promise. This is always true. But why is victory taking so long? And why do we not see His promises happening right now? Questions that have crossed the minds of many and left them confused at a time when we see people suffering everywhere and fear fills our hearts. Our 9th book comes to bring hope and answer those big questions. Our book today is The Divine Promises to the Muhammadan Ummah, Al-Wurud Al-Rabbaniya Lil-Ummah Al-Muhammadiyya by Sheikh Awn Al-Qaddoumi. This book is not just meant to comfort us. It is a guide that asks, what are we waiting for and how we should wait. The promise is not a mere wish. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَيْسَ بِأَمَانِيِّكُمْ وَلَا أَمَانِيَّ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ. It is not obtained by your wishful thinking, nor by that of the people of the scripture. As shocking and simple as that, it is not just about hoping, but about clear rules, sunan. Whoever understands these rules sees the promise as clearly as they see with their own eyes, even in the most challenging times. Sheikh Awn explains a simple rule in the book. Just as we are told to pray and fast, we are also told to wait for the promise and work for it. The promises awaiting us in this dunya are tamkeen, empowerment for the oppressed. Things will change and people will get their rights back. Secondly, security after fear, changing a time of fear into peace and safety. Thirdly, inheritance of the earth. وَلَقَدْ كَتَبْنَا فِي الزَّبُورِ مِنْ بَعْدِ الذِّكْرِ أَنَّ الْأَرْضَ يَرِثُهَا عِبَادِيَ الصَّالِحُونَ. And we have already written in the book of Psalms after the previous mention that my righteous servants inherit the land. So in the end, Jerusalem and the whole world will belong to the righteous. This is not just a feeling, it is a rule that applies to everyone. But how do we deal with this promise? The book tells us that divine promises are based on specific rules. These rules do not give special treatment to anyone. We need to embrace and adopt 3 morals. Yaqeen, certainty, that does not waver no matter how much time passes. Sabr, patience, with the difficulties along the way. And high resolve and determination to turn waiting into action and building. The promise is definitely coming. إِنَّهُ كَانَ وَعْدُهُ مَأْتِيًّا. Indeed, His promise has ever been coming. The delay is not a cancellation. Sheikh Awn makes an essential summary you need to know about from the book. The principal features of the divine sunan are summarized in 4 key points, as derived from these verses. فَلَن تَجِدَ لِسُنَّةِ اللَّهِ تَبْدِيلًا. Second, Allah's sunan function as governing principles rather than being subject to external influences, and they do not display favoritism or partiality. Third, Allah's sunan demonstrates consistency across all times and locations. This consistency is rooted in causality, reflecting the inseparable relationships established by these principles. Fourth, Allah's sunan are general in nature and apply universally without selection or exception. It is part of getting you ready to deserve this promise. Wandering through the pages of this book heals our hearts and helps us go from feeling hopeless to taking action. The divine promises are like fuel, and whoever has no fuel stops in the middle of the road. In light of the events we see today, which of the divine promises do you feel we are in most desperate need of recalling right now? How can we commit to the 3 morals mentioned? Share your thoughts in the comments.